friends around the world. My name is KAZU. I welcome you all to come and visit my page. And I hope you enjoy all my posts, pictures, and video clips. I want to use this wonderful opportunity to say thank you all who have been leaving your wonderful comments, messages, and gifts. And I hope I will hear from you again. I also want to say thank you for choosing to view this video clip.
I'm Dishion. Well, I always, because I'm involved with the United Nations Association, I always think on a global situation. So I guess my hope is that there's world peace. I don't want to see wars ever again. I don't think they accomplish anything. I don't believe killing accomplishes anything. I think we can talk most things through. I would like to see no child starving to death. I would like to see every child in the world fed and educated. I would like to see women to have an equal footing with men in the world. I would like to see women have the same rights as men. And again, in the United States as well. And the same thing, no child starve, no child not be educated. Every child have the same opportunity for education and secondary education and college, and I think the world could be a much better place to live in. Yes, I would say so. I'm very concerned about environment. Wars are just so destructive, not just on humans and humankind, but also on nature, environment, animals, endangered species. It takes them years and years to recover when there's been a war, and in many cases countries have not recovered. The chemicals that are used for defoliation, that has lasting toxic effects. I'd like to see again clean water. With wars, you don't have clean water, you have toxic water, you have toxic air. I would like to see everyone on an equal footing. I would like to see that there's no longer developing countries, that all of the countries are civilized to an extent where they can be self-sufficient. The Western countries, instead of warring and instead of spending the money on wars, they could be spending the money on food and education and housing, and there's just so many things that we could do with that money.
I'm Norma Foster, and I certainly have a hope that all the young people of the world will only think about peace and also live peace and change the world by the dynamics of unity and diversity and understanding each other's culture and just knowing that the boundaries and walls have got to come down for everyone, whether it's religion, politics, everything. Our children should grow up knowing that heart to heart, peace is within their hearts. They should love each other and see no color, no creed, no religion, and live in peace in the world. We're one world, we're a beautiful people, and we should always love each other for what we are, beautiful souls.
My name is Ardishir Rashidi. My hope is for this organization to have an outreach program to reach out to the population of Southern California, to educate them on the programs of the United Nations as well as of the United States for making this world a better place, for a peaceful future for our world, and be able to resolve world conflict without resorting to war and violence. This is a very good question. Our hope is to educate, through education, be able to make people aware of the fact that we live in one world, that if something happens overseas, it can affect us here and vice versa, and that we need each other to get along and cooperate with each other for the establishment of peace and security for our world, rather than becoming isolated and only think of our own isolated interests and position in the world, which doesn't work. So my hope is to create unity among the people of our Southern California division, as well as without the extended society we live in.
My name is Stanbery. My expectation and my hope for the world in the year 2100 is that the Global Confederation, founded as the League of Nations and reformed as the United Nations, will continue to evolve so that by the close of this coming century, we will see in all of the areas where the United Nations has a mission, we'll see increased effectiveness, increased success. That will also come, of course, human beings being the way they are, that will also come with continuing problems and shortcomings.
Hi, my name is Kam Leung. I hope to be seeing a world in which the younger people are more involved in world governance. And 100 years from now, I think we would be adapt to a more global world in terms of there's no particular one large world power, but everybody coexists in a peaceful, equal footing. Thank you very much.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Joanne Tachibana, and I'm delighted to share some thoughts with you. As a very much advocate of the United Nations, I really would like to see this organization with its 191 countries really be the focal point of dialogue, not only for the adults and government leaders of the world, but for ordinary citizens, like our UN Association Hawaii, involving the young people who are the treasures of today and tomorrow, and this is what we want the world to be like for them, you know. And the world today is in dire conflict. The United Nations is very bruised and very battered, but through the united spirit of the United Nations Association across the world, I'm hopeful that we can unite and bring the voices of the community and the young people in dialogue. And we've also been sponsoring interfaith dialogues among young people and in the community. And through understanding each other's cultures, I think that we will be able to inspire the world community. Hawaii's motto is uniting the world with aloha. And that's the basic spirit that we want to share with the world. This aloha spirit permeates everybody's hearts, and I hope that Hawaii will be a model for the world through dialogue, through its diversity of peoples. And we have so many young people that are wanting to make the world a better place. We had delegates go to the Millennium People's Conference in Morocco, and together last weekend we shared the Middle East and world peace with the vision of young people. And we're working on another project now for youth model. It's a youth model agenda that's being proposed now with the UN. I'm working with the UN Association in Canada. So we're partnering around the world so that the youth will have a voice to create the future of peace and nonviolence. And as the United Nations adopted a few years ago the decade of the culture of peace and nonviolence for children of the world, that is my heart. I would like that to be the theme for our future. Thank you.
Please.
Okay. I'm Nancy Hancock, and what I hope for is a kinder world, a more compassionate world. I'd like to see a world where nobody's hungry, where everybody has shelter, where everyone has access to education, where people are treated with respect and dignity, where they're not discriminated against, where they're really valued. I'd like to see a lot of supporting of each other in a sense of community, caring about each other more. I'd like to see us live together in very vibrant and joyous ways. I think there's a lot of wonderful things that come from human connection and human interaction. I'd like to have cities designed more to encourage more interaction, because I think we've become much more isolated from each other, and I think that's a bad way to go. I also really value the environment, and I would like to preserve the environment and restore the environment in places where it's been damaged. Those are the things that I hope for.